Okay, let's make sure.
You're an amateur.
But can we talk about how I'm better at cleaning now than you are? You're like, I need to stop eating meat or something, and I was like, what? I was like, let me help you.
We're bickering. Guys,
anyways,
this is our friendship.
Hi guys, it's Rose.
Hi, it's Angela.
Oh look, you're so much better now.
I'm a regular.
Oh yes. So now Angela has become a regular guest on this mukbang show since many of you guys enjoy her company so much. Welcome back to another episode of Munching Mondays, which is my mukbang series. And what is mukbang, Angela?
It's a cooking show. I mean, eating show. Cut.
No.
It's an eating show.
You did that last time too.
I get nervous in front of cameras, okay? This is not easy. Eating show.
Anyway.
It's all good.
It's hard to teach. Okay guys, so today we are back with another eating show. But today we're actually kind of like half cooking, not really fully cooking.
Yeah.
Because we are making something that is like pre-made. So
You insert.
So, this is a Korean thing. It's called SUJAEBI. 감자 SUJAEBI.
Yes.
감자.
Are you teaching them another Korean lesson?
Another Korean lesson nobody asked for. 감자 is potato. 감자.
Do you have to do this? 감자.
And SUJAEBI, I don't know how to translate SUJAEBI. I guess they call it wheat flake. That sounds really weird.
It kind of reminds me of gnocchi.
Yeah. It's kind of like a gnocchi, like a dumpling sort of like pizza dough, basically.
Yeah.
And Angela actually got this at the Korean supermarket.
Yeah, and it just says made by a mother's
hand.
So hopefully it's good.
어머니의 손맛 깃든?
Can we just like not even try?
Mother's hand. So this is what we are dealing with here. And we're just gonna follow the instructions on how to make it. So basically it's kind of like a soup that has like a dumpling sort of like doughy thing, and we're also gonna add some actual dumplings as well. So let's get started. So we need to boil some water. Do you have the water with you?
I'm prepared.
It's probably gonna take a while to boil.
This whole thing.
Yes, the whole
We
thing.
should have done this before.
Yeah, we probably should have.
You're not a pro after all.
So it says that we need to bring this thing to a boil, and then we can add basically the whatever's in here. Okay.
I've never had this before, so
Are we already drinking? I need.
You do that.
Oh, you know what we need?
I do this.
Oh,
What?
okay. You pour. Oh no, but we taught them last time like how to pour properly.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna just pour.
We don't have to always follow the rules. Okay. You
Remember what you said about how they're gonna be single for 3 years?
Okay, fine.
You know what I'm gonna get? I'm gonna get kimchi.
Oh yes, that's
We need
essential.
kimchi. 1 second.
If you can't eat spicy food and you really like kimchi, then do you like wash it in water and eat it?
Who are these people that you're talking about?
Like people that I know, well, my brothers for an example, when they were young, they couldn't eat spicy food, but they really like kimchi. So then we would just like rinse it in water and then they would eat it. But it's like defeats the whole purpose of the taste of kimchi.
Oh, is that what it looks like? You know, I want to make my own one time.
Yeah, I'm sure it's pretty easy.
I've wanted to make my own, but you know. Okay.
You do the explaining.
Are you the hand model?
I'm the hand model.
So this is the veggie. They call it like so. This is like vegetable soup. They call it soup. 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 야채 soup. So that's like basically soup base is what they mean. So should we just throw it in, or do we wait until it's boiling? Oh my god. What? Okay.
I know, it kind of looks. We'll see.
We'll see how it is.
Nervous.
I remember my mom would make this, and it's so good.
Yeah,
you know.
my mom would.
And then this is 국수 스프? 이건 뭐야?
몰라.
국수 스프. Vegetable and powder soup base. So I don't know. You just have to add these two things in, okay? This says like noodle soup.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Hopefully it tastes good.
I don't know if you guys can find this, but we're reviewing this right now. 감자 SUJAEBI.
We'll see.
I mean, it's like pieces of dough. It can't not be good.
Yeah.
You know?
Carbs.
Yes.
That's like
So we
not
have to
enough.
ration this kimchi.
Oh.
I don't
Is that
have
all
much
you
kimchi.
have?
Well, it's all I have in that jar. Okay, we're gonna have to half this, okay?
Fine.
I know you like to eat like lots of kimchi at once, okay?
No. I buy this like
This is
giant tub and
we need to ration this. And then we have on the side here as well that we can add. We've got zucchini. That's what we have. I also chopped up some like smoked tofu because I thought We need a little, you know, protein in there. We also have some green onion chopped. So we're just waiting for this to boil.
I really like the zucchini. It's like the Korean.
It's like fatter.
There's a name for it, I think.
Hoba.
Hoba, but it doesn't translate into. You know how zucchini, when you go to supermarkets,
it's like thinner.
they're thinner, but these ones are they're like fatter.
Is there a specific name? Isn't it called
Maybe
like
it's
Korean?
Squash.
Oh,
or
like,
maybe it's called Asian zucchini.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's fatter. Korean like zucchini is like bigger and fatter.
I like it though.
Yeah.
I think it tastes better.
Do you think so? Oh, interesting.
Anyways, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
I was gonna say we also have a little.
That I already showed.
Oh, did you already show it?
Are you gonna cut it?
No,
I thought I did.
I didn't know you showed it. Oh, okay.
Or maybe I didn't.
What is this, Angela?
This is what we always drink. Just kidding.
This is our second time drinking it.
Soju. It's a leftover from last time.
Should we have a shot without any like
Yes.
chase? Because we don't have any chase yet.
Yes. I don't think we chased it last time.
Well,
did
we chased it with the stew, which is a good chase. I'm scared.
Stop being.
Oh God! Ah!
You're such a baby.
You have to hold it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want them to be single for 5 years. Okay?
3 years.
Okay, 3 years?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't give them 2 more extra years.
If you don't know what we're talking about, it's
Watch
okay.
our last video.
I was gonna be like, it's not important. We're talking nonsense as usual.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh God, this one's gonna be one shot.
Yep.
Oh God! One hand.
I love how you pretend you can't drink. And this is
I can drink.
smooth.
No, here's the thing. I can drink. It's just I don't like the taste. You know what I mean?
I wonder if we ever chase vodka shots. We don't chase vodka shots.
I always chase vodka shots. I can't do just vodka
I
like.
think you're just being a baby.
Cheers! You know, it's really not that bad.
This is amazing. We're not trying to promote.
Yes, this
drinking here,
brand
but-
needs to sponsor me, please.
Just like
Tell me
Bubbly
sir.
has, right? She stopped drinking a lot of
No.
Bubbly. You don't drink Bubbly anymore.
That's because I don't go to the grocery stores often.
God.
And every time, the thing is, because I walk to the grocery store, I don't have enough like hands to buy Bubbly and all the groceries I need. And because I'm not going to the grocery store as often,
That's true.
I always walk by the Bubbly aisle and I just like really want it. I'm so addicted.
I can't say why though. Okay.
Don't pretend that you don't drink it. When we get it, like you drink almost as much as I do.
No, that's a lie.
Almost as much.
No, that's probably like 1/3.
I've gotten better at not drinking like 4 in a day.
I definitely don't drink 4 in a day.
Yeah, but
or
yeah,
2
that's what
in a
I'm
day.
saying.
Like
you've done
1 in every
you've
2
done
to 3 days.
You've done 2 before and like easily.
We're bickering. Guys, this is
Anyways.
our friendship.
This is what happens when you live together and you're the only person that we can interact.
Maybe I'll share what my mom said.
Last time we also shared that Angela's mother had some things to say about the way she presents herself.
Is this like a series?
Well, now, yes, we're teaching how to drink soju. Okay, so tell us what your mom said.
So I rarely call my parents. I think I shared in like the first video. Like I lived in a different city for 2 years and we maybe called each other once. After this whole quarantine situation, I've been FaceTiming them more often. And my mom all of a sudden just like out of nowhere, she's so serious and she's like, so do you have a boyfriend? And I was like, anyways. And then she goes, yeah, so like what if people think that like you and Rose are like dating in a relationship? And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, it's because you post so many photos of her and you guys are always posting about each other. And I was like,
and she was like dead
she was like serious. And I was like, Mom, she's like my only friend right now.
What did you say? How did you respond?
What I said. I think I laughed. And I was like, I think I said something like, you're crazy or something. It's so funny how what goes through her.
It's because we're also like joking and she probably like sees the Instagram posts.
It's one of the posts where I posted about it's on my personal account. It's private now.
Oh yeah, by the way, Angela has a podcast. She just started a podcast, guys, so I'll link it down below. Make sure you go listen.
Some of your subscribers
they've already started. I know, right?
Yeah, they say really nice things. Thank you. It was one of the posts that I posted on my personal Instagram. Right. And it was about like how, like, thank you for cooking me a romantic dinner for my birthday. And then like, this is why we're a perfect match because I like cooking. Oh no, you're good at cooking and I like cleaning or something like that. And she probably read that, was like, we're a perfect match. That's a little fun.
I wonder how she would react if we told her. Well, I mean, at this point, I'm pretty sure they know that like we're both straight.
Yeah.
I hope. Oh, apparently your mom doesn't know. Apparently your mom has no idea. I mean, to be fair, there are people that, you know, live 20-something, 30-something years and then come out as gay or bi or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm so concerned. I wish I bought more.
I know, this is so good. I actually like this better than the flavored ones.
So there are, flavored soju. So this one is the not flavored, just like regular. But then there's soju flavored, which I actually really like, but it's less strong than this.
True. But
I think this is a different experience. So like if you're just drinking, if I'm just drinking without eating or something, then I think I prefer the flavored ones, but it depends on which flavor. The white grape, is that the one?
I think it's just green grape.
Is it green grape?
Same thing.
Whatever grape. That one is so good.
Yeah, so good.
That one's like the best.
One's really
the
good
peach
too.
one's good too.
What else is there?
Anyways, it's like flavored vodka, but like obviously soju. Anyways, the flavored ones are, oh god, I wish I was looking for the flavored ones.
You know what we do every single video?
What?
We give them a Korean
Alcohol?
lesson and we talk about alcohol.
The first mukbang we did we drink? Did we drink? I don't think we did
I don't
actually.
think we did. Yeah, no.
So since then, we have become alcoholics.
It's because it's the situation, okay? And we don't drink outside of this. Like, it's not like we're drinking every day.
I mean, we do drink outside of this, but just
but not as often.
Yeah. So the thing is, this is strategic. So we're trying to drink once a week, and we have a Zoom call later today, like right after this, with some friends. And because we have that Zoom call, and we want to drink at the Zoom call. We thought, okay, why don't we record a mukbang, drink a little bit, you know? Get a little tips.
Might as well just be a day of eating and drinking and treating ourselves.
Yes.
My weekend starts today, that's why.
That's true.
I deserve this.
You do?
It's a long weekend for me.
Yeah, so this is taking forever. Should we just
Can
throw
we
it in?
just do it?
Yeah, let's just do it. Wait, do we throw everything
can you
in?
read the instructions?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we can just throw everything in.
나 이거
and then...
읽어봐도 돼?
읽어봐. 왜?
냄비에 넣고 팔팔 끓일 때
So 팔팔 끓을 때, that means like when it's like really boiling. Boiling like 팔팔. So we have to wait until this is 팔팔. It's not 팔팔 yet.
Oh, I don't have patience.
Just wait a little bit longer. Cheers.
짠!
So, what were we going to talk about today?
We're gonna talk about how it's
Apparently,
been,
Anto has a lot to say today, guys.
how it's been since our last 2 months ago quarantine.
No. We filmed. You mean the last mukbang?
No, not last mukbang. Since I guess
since,
we've
like, the
been
whole
quarantine situation. It's been 2 months.
How has the quarantine been?
treating
Angela?
you? What kind of changes?
Oh, me.
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Personally, it's fine. Like, I think, you know, it's nice to like wake up later. I definitely, you know, I don't do the 5 a.m., 6 a.m.
Oh God, no.
No. I don't even know how I did it before
I don't know
now.
how we did it.
I don't know how did I get back to this.
No.
So sleeping in, you know, a little bit more. We have a little bit of a routine, the two of us, don't we? We have a little bit of a routine. What? So we work out, at least we work out together, okay? So you talk about this.
Oh God, I'm gonna go on a rant. No, we've been
Be
just
nice.
Like, okay, I'm being nice.
Okay.
We're trying this ebook.
We're doing a
program
by an influencer.
by an influencer, and I feel like she has a lot of following. She does. And
We're just, you know what? We're just
It's
offering our evaluation.
we should have done this disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
It's just our personal opinion
Yes.
only. And like me and Rose, like we just like working out. We like being active. We like to try different things. So I mean, like trying an ebook isn't new to us. It's not the first time we've tried an ebook. But this one, oh God.
just say it. Just say it.
I just feel like there needs to be a progression. You know, like everyone has their own fitness journey.
Keep
Okay,
talking.
We're gonna
Okay, well, I don't know if it's ever gonna part.
Okay, just put
Okay,
it in.
keep
Anyways.
talking. I'll do this while she's talking.
Yeah,
guys.
so anyways, everyone has their own fitness journey. We're all starting somewhere new, and like 10 burpees might be f***ing death for someone, and it might be really easy for someone, right? So anyways, we're doing this, and that's not the issue that I have. The issue is that this is my biggest issue with these influencers. It's like you can tell when they did it just for money, or they did it just for like aesthetics, or just to make it look good. But then the actual core content of it inside is just, it's not really adding value. And what I mean by this is that for me, like the biggest issue that I have with this ebook is that there's no progression. It doesn't go from easy to a little bit more difficult. And I think like anyone can, well, maybe not anyone.
I don't know if any, like, I feel like because we have experience,
Yeah.
maybe? I don't know. Okay, so basically the workouts are, and okay, to be fair, this ebook was made probably a few years ago. And, you know, maybe, you know, again, like no one's perfect, but it's just very repetitive. That's everything is very repetitive.
Yeah.
I think that's our problem. And or maybe we're just so fit that we just know.
That's definitely not it. I think it's just,
It's hard though. Like it's
is
definitely hard,
hard.
but we just get bored.
It is very repetitive. It just seems like it was copied and pasted into every week.
It definitely feels
and there's
like that.
no variety of things that we're doing, and it's a long period of time. It's not like 3 to 4 week thing. I mean, like
So we're
it's
not really
fine.
enjoying it, but we're doing it.
We're doing it.
We're still doing it.
Yeah.
Then we'll do something else.
Keeping each other accountable, you know. So
That's literally
the one thing
the only
we've been
reason
doing.
why we've been working out.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that ever by myself.
No, I think there was like one day where I like was sick or something, and then you were like.
No, yeah, something like that.
And I was like, you can do it by yourself, and you're like, there's no way I'm doing this by myself.
I was like, I need someone that I can complain to. Because every time we complain so much.
Like, we'll do it, but it's
But
like,
we complain the whole time.
it's not that it was like, it's really hard, because we've done harder workouts before.
Yeah.
Like, we've stuck to a program, like a 12-week program, which
Yeah.
is like hard.
Yeah.
So it's not that it's hard, it's just that like, you can just tell that there wasn't much effort that was put into
Yeah, I'm gonna get a
building this ebook. That's just like my biggest problem. Anyways, so yeah, we've been exercising regularly. I've been trying to get into running, which I think I need proper running shoes for.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know if
do.
that's like a myth.
No, it's not a myth.
Oh.
I've had experience when I was, like I used to run and I remember my ankles would hurt and I didn't know why, and it's because I didn't have proper shoes. And also the shoes also wear down after a while.
Yeah.
So you have to like, if you're running regularly, you need to make sure you have proper shoes.
Yeah, so I've been noticing my ankles. I'm probably not running properly either. There's like a way like you like run, you have to like.
Yeah, but
I don't
also
walk
it probably
properly
is your
either.
shoes.
Yeah, I think
so
it's my
you need to
shoes
get
too.
like proper shoes. Otherwise you could like mess up your ankles.
Yeah. That's one thing that I thought I would never do though. Run
Run?
outside.
Really?
So that's like the most like positive change that I feel like it's happened to me.
What, just generally you never thought you'd run outside, or
Yeah.
during the quarantine you never thought you'd run
I just like in general, I just thought that like
dumplings,
because
dumplings.
I don't like running. I wouldn't mind doing it on the treadmill and stuff, just as like a warm up or
Yeah.
like a 20-minute thing.
Yeah.
But I think running outside, am I talking while I'm doing this in my face?
Okay, wait, let's show
Oh.
this dumpling thing.
Oh.
So this one is also, it probably tastes better when it's, what do you call it, pan fried? But this mandu, guys, mandu is dumplings in Korean, mandu.
Yes.
So these are frozen dumplings. If you go to like a Korean supermarket and go to the frozen section, there usually are some vegetable dumplings. And if you check the ingredients, usually they are vegan friendly. So
Tofu, ground soybean.
yum. So we're just gonna let this cook and let Angela rant more.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I thought I would never be one of those people that run outside.
Right.
Because I don't like running and I don't want to do it outside. Why? I just thought that I would never, but then
Yeah.
it's like, I was like, I need to do some sort of cardio, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll just start by walking a little bit
Yeah.
and then like jog a little bit, and then I actually really like it now.
It's not bad. You know,
Therapeutic.
running outside is actually so much better than running on a treadmill.
Yeah.
You never did like a 5K run
No,
before?
I've done it with you a couple times.
Yeah. So
But that was
you
like for
ran
fun.
before.
Yeah, but that was like for fun. But I don't think I would have ever like regularly ran.
If it wasn't for this gym's closing.
God, yeah. So that's like really like a one really big positive change. And then launch my podcast is another really big positive change.
It pushed you in that direction. Yeah. How do you feel about the podcast?
I still feel like I'm like every time I press record, I'm like, ah!
No,
I
you
freak
do
out.
great. I think
Oh,
you're doing
God.
great.
She's, my biggest supporter.
I've listened to all the episodes.
Yeah. I was like,
When am I
what?
coming on, Angela?
Yeah, I know. You need to go. Are you gonna share your vulnerable story? So it's all
do you
about
wanna-
like
yeah, you wanna tell them
vulnerability.
what-
So it's all about like just interviewing people with their turning points that are like why moments, overcoming their lowest. Oh God, we're getting like serious.
We can get serious.
So people that's overcome their lowest moments in life, and like I talk about in my like episode about my depression and like anxiety that I still go through, and I'm really passionate about like keeping active, like fitness and like eating well most of the time. Like this is not healthy.
I feel like I can definitely get somewhat vulnerable.
Oh God, what are you gonna talk? I obviously know everything about her, but then it's like,
Well, I think like I can talk about, I mean, we'll save this for the podcast.
yes, we'll save this.
But I don't think there was like one moment where I was like, my life's changed or like
Yeah.
I'm so much better. But there's so many things I've learned throughout
Right.
life and throughout, getting older
Yeah.
that, made me who I am.
Yeah. For me, it's more about like removing that stigma around vulnerability, because a lot of that is shown as weakness for people, and a lot of people, it's definitely hard to share. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's just like,
especially online.
Yeah, online. And like for males, like for an example, they're kind of taught to not be able to share their emotions or their feelings. But it's like surprising to actually see that I have a lot of male guests who are able to share their stories.
Most of them have been male.
Yeah.
3 out of 4 have been male.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So it's really surprising that they actually have a story and they actually want to talk about it. So yeah, I'm like really passionate about that kind of stuff and like mental health.
맛있어.
아니 맛있어?
아니 잠시만 이거 줘봐. What's in it?
맛있어?
응, 괜찮아.
Salt, sugar,
It's the
soy
MSG.
sauce. Oh god, which one's MSG?
MSG is monosodium
God.
L-glutamate. It's
Okay,
okay.
so-
everything that tastes great has MSG.
Yeah, this is not healthy, but
Anyways,
it's fine.
there's I think conflicting
Views about MSG?
views about MSG.
No.
I don't know.
I've heard this.
I've heard
the other side of
I've heard this. I don't know what it is exactly. I didn't look into it.
Yeah.
But there's conflicting views about MSG.
What are people saying?
Some people say it's not as bad as we think it is. I mean, I think it's fine if we have it like once in a while.
it's not like we
It's
always
not something
have
I would eat like
No.
every day.
Yeah.
Some Asians have like the MSG like in their to cook with.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry, you were talking about your
Okay, anyways,
your podcast.
that's it.
Yeah, so
But yeah.
basically she talks to people. So some episodes you do alone.
Like an individual
Yeah.
one, that like a topic that I'm really interested in,
Yes.
and I'll talk
and
about that.
then some episodes, most episodes you interview somebody and then
Yeah.
you just kind of talk about their, you know,
I really
life story.
like your support, because every time I'm like, what are you doing? And then like I can hear my voice. I'll be out here working, and then all of a sudden
I hear you hear yourself laughing.
I laugh really loud. I talk really loud, and I laugh really loud. I'm like, is that me?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
one day you're gonna have to come on our podcast as well.
Oh God.
So,
Yes. I
Yes.
can't wait until Daniel's
Podcast
here.
world.
Are we competing?
well, because Daniel's like whole shtick, like you know, in the beginning of our podcast, like the intro is like, "I'm Daniel,
Yeah.
Rose's favorite guest, favorite guest star on Rose's YouTube channel." And now I don't know. I mean, there's a bit of competition. You guys seem to love Angela so
below,
much.
just kidding.
We definitely want to do a video with all 3 of
It'll be
us.
so fun.
And I think it'd be so funny.
We need a lot of food for that though.
I want to do like, you know, one of those things where it's like, who knows me better?
Oh God, yes.
I want to do one of those. We definitely need a lot of food.
probably know you better
You think
than
so?
Daniel.
Oh,
Yeah.
guys, what do you think? I don't know. I lived with Daniel too. That'd be hilarious. But we would definitely need a lot of food. But I definitely think that you and I eat more than Daniel.
Really? Daniel doesn't eat.
Well, Daniel, no, he does eat a lot.
Yeah.
But he likes talking a lot as well. Actually, we all just like talking and eating. So, but when Daniel and I do mukbang, I always eat more. I feel like I always eat more than him because
Because he's always like
talking.
constantly talking. I feel like I didn't taste. Can I taste it?
Yeah, you can taste it.
Mm.
Taste. Wait, it's not done yet though, is it?
I don't know. This
SUJAEBI?
spoon is very uncomfortable. Why do you give me this?
Do you want to grab a different?
Give me this like. The other spoon was better. The big
Okay,
ass one.
grab the big ass one.
Oh, that's the MSG.
Right? It's so tasty. MSG is so tasty.
Drink up.
Now, you know what the problem is. So last time I filmed, you finish that first. Last time I filmed without you. And I was just editing that today. And I don't know what to talk about when I'm by myself anymore. I'm like so used to now having you as a guest.
Uh-oh.
Now you have to be in like every video.
I guess I will be your co-mukbanger. Where's
Well,
my
I mean-
commission? Commission is food.
Food is
And
commission and
alcohol.
alcohol. Cheers.
Cheers. But the pasta you made today was so good.
Ooh, yes. Recipe coming soon.
And yesterday too. And all the time.
Ooh, it's starting to part. Should we try this, SUJAEBI? Do you think
Yes.
it's done? Maybe a little bit longer. Don't try it.
I'm gonna try it.
What do you think?
A little bit
longer?
God, this is so good.
It's so good. But I do think it would be better if we made our own like SUJAEBI.
Because it's kind of
It's like chewy.
It's chewy.
Yeah, but it's not like soft, right?
Because
SUJAEBI
gnocchis
usually
are like
soft.
a little bit softer. Yeah, usually yeah. How do we make it?
I'll look. I will make
That'll
it for
be
you.
your new recipe video.
Yes. Well, you know what I've been doing more of is I've been definitely cooking more like different stuff and also cooking some of my older recipes. This is stuff like I don't usually have time for. So if I was, you know, because our cafe is still closed, So sad. When I have the cafe, I'm like working so much that I don't have time to like, you know, experiment in the kitchen. But now I have a little bit more time to kind of like try out, you know, maybe some of my older recipes or try out new recipes. Are you mocking me?
Yes.
That's what I've been doing.
It's good. And then you always tell me to eat your food.
Yes. Now we've come to the point where I used to ask her, I used to be like, do you want some? Like, I'm gonna make some, you know, whatever. Do you want some? And then she'll be like, yes. She's never said no. I don't think there's been a day when you said no. So now I don't even ask. I just make it. But she does the dishes when I make the food.
Yeah.
So I like.
And I swear you make more dishes when you cook.
No, I don't. I promise.
I'm just gonna use this pan for veggies.
Not true.
Use this pan for the tofu.
Not true. Not true. Not true. The thing is, I always use so many dishes when I cook. That's why I hate doing dishes.
That's like me too, though.
Okay, guys, so we're adding a little bit more water. And I know this looks really plain, but it's actually very flavorful.
It is.
It looks plain because I'm used to like a bright red stew because we're Korean.
Every time I watch our last video, I'm like, I want it.
Maybe a little bit more. Oh my god!
I want
so many people made it and tagged me on Instagram, and it was so cute.
What's like the sweetest message that you got, or like a video that you got from a
Oh
subscriber?
my god! I get so many sweet messages. So I have like an email list. So we send out emails weekly or something like that. Some people respond and like the responses are so cute and so sweet. I'm trying to think of examples, but they're like, oh, you know, you just brighten my day up and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's so sweet.
I feel like I can kind of relate a little bit now, just because I've been talking to just strangers with like my podcast. So then I would get messages of, you know, even just like the girl that I connected with recently. I was like, oh my god, it feels like I like just became your friend, and we just like connected on a different level, and it's been just like a different, even just like your subscribers, they're so sweet. They're like,
so sweet.
Like, you're like, you seem really genuine.
So people have been messaging Angela when I post something. I think it's when I tag you. They like message you. It's so funny.
It's cute.
And Angela's like, I've been responding to all your viewers. I'm like, thanks, Angela.
It's cute. I enjoy it.
Thanks for being my semi-assistant. Did we tell that story of you being the assistant? We told that story, right?
No.
Of New York? Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, we did.
This was like, what, 2 years ago?
No, it was longer than that.
It was 2 years ago. Oh, it was longer than that?
I feel like it was longer than that.
No. It was...
New York?
3 years ago. 3 years ago. It was 2017. Was it?
I feel like it was longer.
No, 2016 is when I came back from London.
Okay.
So
I'm really bad with timeline.
You are.
Yeah. So I'll just let her. I trust you. Yeah.
I think it was 2017. I go by my hair color. You know how I, like, seriously, this is how I get my timelines. I'm like, my hair was purple.
Oh, God.
Which means it was 2017. So that's how I know. Anyways, we went to New York in 2017.
Yeah.
I had a meetup there. And Angela came, of course, because we went together, the two of us.
Yeah.
And Angela came. And, you know, I was talking to some people, and I think you were filming for me. You were helping me film a video. And then what happened?
This random person came up to me and just like tapped me on the shoulder. It's like, excuse me, are you her assistant? I'm like,
and then you were offended and left.
And I was like, okay, I'm done. You're like, and then I went on a shopping spree and I was spending a lot of money.
And I think we need to add more water.
Now?
I don't know. It's getting very thick. It's very thick.
I hope it doesn't get puro. Puro is what is puro?
When it gets like soggy?
Yeah, soggy.
It's good.
I don't know if I want this. Oh, maybe I will.
It'll help in case we want to like cool it down.
I'm so excited.
You know what Angela said before we started eating? She's like, I don't think this is enough food for us. I was like, we can add the dumplings. This is what happened. I was like, oh, let's make this. And she's like, it's not enough food for us. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, is it only one serving? And she's like, no, it's not only one serving.
You're so serious. You're like, it's just one serving.
I was like, is it one serving? She's like, no, it's not one serving. And then I was like, so how many servings is it? She's like, I don't know, but it's not enough for us. This is your portion of kimchi. You are not allowed anymore. This is half.
Oh no. Anyways, usually the packages, like these frozen packages will say that's 2 servings. But they don't have anything.
No?
It's because, yeah, it's true. But compared to like what we ate last time.
I don't know, this is like a lot of dough though. Because last time there was like a lot of veggies. So good.
Oh god, this is comfort food. This is another comfort food.
So many comfort foods. Korean food.
Like perfect to go with alcohol. Hangover food.
Taste of MSG.
There's MSG in instant noodles too, right?
100%. That's why it's so tasty.
Yummy. This is the Korean zucchini. It looks different too.
It's a bit like lighter green.
Yeah, it's like a lighter green. I could call it the Korean zucchini, but it's not Korean zucchini.
Maybe it's called Korean zucchini.
So good.
Wow, that took us like 10 years to start eating.
There's there.
It's already 8.
Running out of time.
We're supposed to talk to them at 8:30.
That's okay.
It's almost 8, not 8 yet.
I can wait for the important people to speak. More water coming up. I'm gonna miss the 10-second commute to work. So we're planning to go back to the office starting in July. I think it'll be a slow phase though. I think they're saying like 10 to 20% people will be in the office, which my guess is that our group, because we're an accounting, that we're not gonna go back until like August. Because we can still work from home with no problem. So literally like my bedroom to the workstation is 10 seconds. I'm gonna miss that. And that means I'm gonna have to like get dressed up, bring my lunch, put on some makeup, do my hair, look a little bit presentable.
Yeah.
But that was like telling people, I'm like, I have a really big cubicle area. And I was like, okay, maybe I should like buy like one of those bean bags and just like have like a do not disturb, like have like a divider. Like I'm on my break, okay? Don't disturb me.
But I've seen your cubicle. It's like kind of in the open.
Yeah, that's why I said divider.
Just you know, maybe one day you'll get your own office.
Maybe. Climbing up the corporate ladder. No, but I'm thankful to have a job. Like I've adjusted and feel like I'm working longer hours for sure. Just because I feel like I'm less productive during the day. If I get tired, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a nap for 30 minutes. And then
yes, Angela is very good at the naps.
I'm really good at napping.
I can't nap.
And then I'll work till like 11 p.m. But yeah, and then we've been working out usually around like 5.
Yeah, our routine is we work out at around 5. And then I make dinner.
While I go for a run.
Yes.
She's my wife.
I am so your wife. And then we have dinner. She does the dishes. I sometimes play with the piano right after dinner. Depends.
Oh god.
And then by the time though after dinner, I'm like so tired and I don't want to work anymore. But sometimes I'll work and.
Oh god. I wonder when the travel ban's gonna open up.
So here, they're starting to loosen the restrictions a little bit.
So it's done by phases. Gyms are phase 3.
Gyms are the last, I think. I think starting phase 1 is like hair salons and restaurants like at 50% capacity, stuff like that. Pubs. Oh yeah. Are we gonna go to the pub?
It's the summertime.
Oh god.
I saw this meme where it was like, you guys better save up your money now because the amount of money you're gonna spend in 2021 is like 2 summers.
Oh god, it's so true.
Yeah. It's like all the money that you haven't been. Oh, that's another plus thing. I haven't been spending money. That's a plus. And I get hesitant to order stuff online because they take forever to come. So I haven't been ordering.
In the beginning, it was good, and then it like went crazy.
Now every time I look at something, it's like, oh, it's gonna take a month to get to your place. I was like, what? No. Where did my napkin go? Oh. Where did I put it? When did I put it?
I don't know. I mean, where are all your socks, Angela?
Hey, when's the last time?
You've been better.
See? It's all about, you know.
But can we talk about how I'm better at cleaning now than you are?
Can we also talk about, I was gonna actually mention this. You know a weird habit that you have?
No. What do I do?
What is this like open stuff? Like you open like packages and you always like leave them there. Like you don't throw it away. It's just like
Wait, which like give me an example.
Anything.
Like in the kitchen?
Yes, in the kitchen.
So like I'll leave it on the counter.
Yes. Like your Four Sigmatic mushroom, like you know those like tea packs. You're the worst with that. The tea packs, like the coffee, like the packs.
Okay, yeah.
Wrappers. That's
Yes.
weird. Rappers.
Yes. But
Like-
you know, can I call you
Why?
out now? I notice that you get more bothered with clutter than like a clean floor. Like I get bothered with clean floor. I would rather
that's
have
true.
clutter but like a clean floor than the other way around.
Yeah,
but you
that's
want the
true.
other way around.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
because I don't stare at the floor.
Dad.
Your eye level is like count.
Okay, but like don't you
I'm spitting on.
do you wear slippers all day?
I do.
Yeah,
That's
me too.
why.
But I do, well, I have to because it's dirty, and I don't. But sometimes I'll like step, and I'm like, you know, my feet are, you know, I'm not wearing slippers because sometimes I like, you know, don't bother. But then it's like dirty, and then I'm like, and then that bothers me more than anything.
Do you sweep the floor every time you cook?
I sweep it pretty often. I don't think you realize how much I sweep. the floor.
Maybe it's because you sweep all the time and I don't notice.
Yeah, that's why.
I definitely don't notice it because you sweep. Oh.
I'd like to be recognized.
Thank you. Thank you, Rumi. Yeah, I definitely didn't know you were doing that. Yeah, I definitely didn't know.
It gets dirty so quickly.
I know if I'm like cooking and I do make a big mess, like I won't clean it up. But I think it's just like
But how often do you cook, Angela?
I've been cooking more. Ever since, you know, 2 months ago, I've been cooking more.
Well, usually I cook for Angela, so.
Yeah, lately you've been cooking a lot. Which I am so thankful for. Is this the one that your mom made?
Yes, it's my mom's kimchi.
Yum.
Soju.
Wow, we're almost done. See, you don't come in at the right time. The timing doesn't work for this. Oh, are we saving it? No, I still have some later.
Dad.
Oh, this is so good. Actually, it's
So
still a
good.
lot.
See, it's enough. Whew.
Did you know?
What? What?
I was going to talk about when we're talking about fitness stuff. Did you know that I didn't wear shorts for 5 years? Did I ever tell you the story?
I remember that you had insecurity about your legs, even though I thought your
Do you
legs
know
were
why?
Because you
Did I
thought it
ever
was
tell you?
fat?
Yeah, did I ever tell you like the story? of
No,
why?
tell me the story.
So back when I moved to Canada, pretty much. So I was like in elementary, junior high.
Yeah.
There was like a girl that I was like friends with, and she all of a sudden just kind of said like, you know, you have mudari, right?
Budari?
Mudari means like
Radish legs?
that's
So
like
radish?
what Korean people. That's what Korean people like tell the other Koreans if they have,
If you
like,
have
thicker
thick,
legs.
so it's like thunder thighs, basically. How old are you?
I think I was in elementary. Like I moved in grade 4. So anyways,
She
and
was
then I was
Korean?
like, yeah, she's Korean. So then I got like really insecure about it. I mean, I definitely don't have stick skinny legs. I definitely don't have like my legs are like they're not
They're, like,
stick skinny.
They're good, like they're healthy.
I mean, they're like fine, but
Yeah.
like back in
But,
the
like,
day,
yeah, I
you
mean,
get like
you'd hear-
traumatized.
Yeah.
I remember a long time ago, even just like during high school, I think even university like time, I would get so self-conscious about wearing shorts. So even if it's like 35 degrees outside, like Celsius, I wouldn't wear shorts. Like I'd wear jeans and pants.
And when did you overcome that?
God, I don't remember when I overcame it.
It must have been
I
like a
think
few
just
years
like
ago.
slowly. Yeah. Maybe it's like when we went to Mexico. Like
Yeah.
the more time, like more I
Yeah.
traveled, like the more I was like,
Yeah.
I don't give a shit because I don't know
Yeah.
anyone here. So then
Yeah.
I would like be in a bikini because I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't really care. And then I was like, okay, I don't actually look that bad.
Yeah.
And then like kind of overcame that like negative thought.
Because me and you have like completely different bodies. So
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
always be jealous of her because I'm like bottom, how do you call it? Like I'm like heavy, upper heavy? Like what do you call it?
Like
top heavy.
there's
That's
a
what-
word for it anyways.
Yeah. I'm like top heavy. And then I'm just like more
a
bottom
pear
heavy.
shape? Yeah.
Yeah. And I always thought like, you know, as a woman, it's just better to be bottom heavy. But then the people that are bottom heavy would always complain that they were bottom heavy. So it's like, you know, grass is always greener.
Right.
You're not the only one. Like there's a lot of people that are self-conscious about their legs and they
They'll
don't.
still wear shorts though. No?
There's a lot of people that
Maybe
don't.
not like
You'd be
short
surprised.
shorts.
There's a lot of people that don't. It just depends on like how self-conscious you are. Yeah.
I thought it was just me.
No,
I thought it was being extreme.
I've heard people that don't. But I mean, obviously it's not everybody, but anyway.
And I think that's like how I got into fitness. So I was like, I need to do something about it.
Oh God. No, Daniel and I actually re-recorded a podcast. I told you that you were gonna like it because we talked about our insecurities. And yeah, like the weight thing is just like a very.
It's a sensitive topic.
It is. People commented stuff like that to me all the time. 100. You need to listen to this. I don't think you believe me when I tell you that I was like overweight when I was like a teenager. I've had people literally like, let me tell you one story that
Is this when I like met you?
No.
This is before.
This is before. This is like elementary.
That's why I don't.
So we met in
it.
high school.
Yeah.
And I was still chubby in high school, but I don't think I was like the biggest that I was.
Yeah.
But in like end of elementary, beginning of junior high, I was like big, not obese.
Yeah.
But I was definitely like not like I was definitely overweight.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got made fun of a lot. I remember. There's so many instances where like my friends would be like, oh, this is one thing I said in the podcast.
Oh, God.
My friends, because like, you know, at that age too, is like the worst age.
Yeah.
When you're like grade 6, grade 7, people are the meanest at that age, okay?
Yeah.
Kids
Yeah.
are the meanest
Yeah.
at that age. And my friend would be like, oh, let's play piggy in the middle. Rose, you can be in the middle. Yeah.
Please tell me you're not friends with this person anymore.
Well, of course, okay? But I mean, okay, to be fair, like at that, I don't blame.
Yeah.
Because at that time, I was probably really mean too, but I
We're
don't.
all trying to fit in.
Exactly.
You're all trying to be like, oh, this is the cool thing to do.
Everyone's insecure at that
Yeah.
time. So I don't like necessarily blame anybody at that time. But I remember still that like my friends' parents, see, I blame them. My friends' parents would comment on my weight.
No.
Yeah. I remember this, I talked about this in the podcast,
God.
but this I
listen to her podcast.
I distinctly remember I was having a sleepover at one of my friend's house, and there was like a bunch of us girls, maybe like 8 people or something, and we're all trying to like, you know, we all have our sleeping bags and we're trying to fit in her bedroom. And her mom looks at me in front of every girl in there and says, Rose, you're too big, Rose. We can't fit you in here. Her mom. Who says that as
I've
an
never
adult?
heard this story from you.
Well, I mean, I don't really talk
it.
about it. I'm not like,
Oh my God.
I don't walk around thinking about this, but this is one of the traumatic experiences.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I'm like, you, first of all, you are an adult. Why would you
Seriously.
say that in front of to
Like,
a
bunch of little
11-year-old
kids, yeah.
girl that already is probably insecure? It's so like,
That's so
it's crazy. I guess I still can't believe it.
Were you still friends with this girl after?
Yeah, I think I was for a little bit, and then
Yeah,
like
it's
there was like a
just
falling out, and I don't remember. Do you know who it was? I'll tell you.
Oh God, who? I don't
Yeah.
remember.
It was her. And she's the one that said the piggy in the middle thing too.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, that happened when I was young. So that's why I'm like very insecure about the weight.
I was thinking about this in the shower just like
Yeah.
an hour ago. I don't know why it came to my head, but I was like, you know, when we're little kids, we're so just like free, we're so fearless, we just like do as we think, like we don't second guess ourselves with anything. That because of these traumatic experiences and these conditions, we're conditioned to be a little bit more like reserved and
Right.
you know, we don't want
Right.
to share. Because I was thinking about like vulnerability and stuff all like, I'm always thinking about that stuff. And yeah, like it's sad because
Yeah.
like if those things didn't happen to you, then you might still be able to like I mean, I think you turned out really well for what you
but
like you're very confident. Like I think you're very confident.
But then sometimes I wonder, I'm like, is it those experiences that made me want to like, you know, get fit? Like, do you ever wonder that? Obviously, I don't believe in like fat shaming and stuff. But at the same time, I'm like, is it because I was fat shamed that I developed relatively
Actually, no. I think it's who I surrounded myself with. Because I think if I was like by myself, oh, you know what? I actually hired a personal trainer. So my first ever fitness experience was.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So I forget when this was. Oh,
long time ago.
long time ago. I actually hired a personal trainer because my friend like went through a transformation like before and after, and I was like, whoa, that's amazing. I'm like so scared to go to the gym because I don't know what I'm doing. All I know
Lot
is
of
like
people.
walk on the treadmill, that's it. Like I didn't even know how to work the machine. So yeah, I hired a personal trainer and he ended up just being so f***ing amazing. One of the best experiences I had in my life. So then we developed a program that like worked for me. And then once you kind of get used to that, I think I had it for maybe 3 months. You see obviously the body change, your mental change, and you're no longer scared to go to the gym anymore because you know what to do. So I highly recommend, like if you've never been to the gym and you want to go, maybe even just trying it out for 3 sessions, like 2 to 3 sessions, just so that you're like comfortable with the idea and like you can get her to show you how to even use the equipments because it is intimidating. Even if like there's online, you know, tutorials and a lot of these fitness influencers that are doing like showing you these things, unless you've tried it with someone in the gym maybe, like it's just uncomfortable.
It is definitely very uncomfortable. I remember because like when I first started working out, I only did like, I think this is like a lot of women, especially women, their experience is like they only go on like the treadmill or like the elliptical because like the weight floor is like very intimidating. Because you're just like,
intimidating.
it's still intimidating for
Yeah,
you.
it's so intimidating.
I mean, it depends. For me, it depends. Like if there's like a lot of men there, yeah, then it's intimidating.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still like go, but it's like still kind of like awkward. So if you don't have experience, that's like really awkward. What if people like don't? Because like personal trainers are expensive. So like, what if they don't have money? What do you think?
That's true.
I think like you have to do it like one step at a time. So first, like maybe go to the gym and like get used to maybe the treadmill, or go with somebody else. That always helps.
Yeah, like with a friend.
Yeah, so like if you go with somebody else, it's always so much easier to just like be in an uncomfortable situation.
I do say personal trainer because I learned the proper form.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, so even if you can just save up a little bit to just like try it one session, I think it's worth it because, well, it also depends on what kind of trainer you hire.
I never use a personal trainer.
That's true. How did you learn how to like do proper forms then?
I mean, I still don't know if I do proper forms, but
I guess you do learn like from online resources.
yeah, online.
Yeah.
You could do like a fitness class.
That's true.
So you get comfortable working out with somebody, and also it's like the mindset of like just telling yourself that like nobody actually cares.
Yeah, no one actually cares.
That's the thing. The only person that cares is you. So everyone is just there doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I
I
don't know.
used to get so self-conscious too. I'm like,
It's very normal because it's
normal.
like it's. Oh wait, hold on. Let me just top up. There's like a very. There you go.
yay.
You just have to kind of do it.
Yeah,
And then you just get
practice.
used to it. And then after a few days and a few times that you do it, it's not going to be that intimidating.
That's true. It's always a first step that's difficult. And
I don't know. Well, now everyone's working out at home. So this is one.
That's true.
This is like a chance for people that aren't used to like working out. This is the chance to like get used to doing these things because no one's watching you at home. So just start doing these things at home.
Yeah.
And then by the time the gyms are open, you'll be a little bit more comfortable.
When did you start getting into it?
When I was in like junior high, I was going to the YMCA and I would do like swimming. I remember when I was young, I would do swimming. And then I think I started going to the actual gym in like grade 8. Quite young. But I was only doing mainly like cardio and stuff. But that's how I started. And I definitely I think I lost some weight at that time because obviously the first time you work out, here's the thing. The first time you work out, you're gonna lose some weight.
Yeah.
If you have some weight to lose, you're probably gonna lose some weight if you're not used to working out. So I definitely lost some weight and then I was like, ooh, this works. And at that time I was thinking, I can eat whatever I want, I just have to work out. But I mean, I think when you're a teenager, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, your metabolism.
I mean, mine was not high, for sure.
How much were you eating?
I mean, I was probably eating a lot. But then I think in university is when I started lifting a little bit. So that's when it changes a lot. And then I lost a little bit more weight then. And then I don't know. Yeah, so I've been working out for like some time. Now, because we're so used to working out, so it's hard to get progress.
That's true. It's like losing that last, like for me, like everyone has a goal,
10 pounds.
right?
The last 10
Yeah,
pounds.
for me, my personal goal is last 10 pounds. So I like posted this before and after photo on my my podcast Instagram. It was like me talking about, you know, how I was like insecure with like not being able to wear shorts for 5 years. And that was hard on me like mentally. And now it's like definitely there's been a progress. And to like lose this last 10 pounds is the hardest thing because it means that I have to like be really strict on my diet. The calorie in and out. Who are we obsessed with lately?
I discovered. So I go through, I don't know about you, but when it comes to like, because I watch a lot of YouTube, but when it comes to YouTubers, I go through phases. If I discover someone new that I like, I will like binge watch all their videos.
Yeah.
And then usually I kind of like phase out and then, you know, the recent binge-worthy person. What's his name?
Greg something.
Greg Doucette is his name.
Is that his
I think
name?
so.
Yeah. Oh my god, she sent it to me one day. I was like, what the?
He's like this crazy hyperactive man. He's like a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
And he's like a personal trainer bodybuilder and he
You just have to
like-
watch it.
you just have to watch. He's on something. He seems like he's on something.
I feel like maybe it's just he's just so mad to the point. You know how when we rant, it's like
he's like very passionate. I
He
would
is very
say.
passionate.
And he rants about certain fitness personalities, fitness influencers. Because this guy seems to have some experience in the fitness world.
Right.
So I'm sure he gets frustrated when he watches some fitness influencers
We're not gonna
saying.
name names, but go watch his videos.
When I found him, I sent Angela, because, you know, even though we live in the same house, we just text each other like 80% of the time.
Always.
So I was in my room and then I sent it to Angela, the video, because I was like laughing so hard. I was actually, it's very rare that we laugh out loud.
Yeah.
So anyways, I sent it to Angela. I was like, I'm dying. And then I could hear her just laughing. So I came out. And then we were like pissing ourselves laughing.
He's always like, Tyler, in and out. It's common sense. Anyways, go watch his videos. It's pretty funny. I always hear you laugh now. I'm like, I know what you're watching. There's so much truth behind what he says though. Like,
I don't know. Do you agree with everything he says though? Like, I agree with calories in and out. Like, that makes sense. But at the same
what
time,
don't you agree with?
I think that he downplays the importance of the hormone thing.
That's true.
He's all about calories in, calories out, which again, for weight loss, like yes, that is true. You have to burn more calories than you are taking in. That is how you lose weight. But I mean, maybe he does talk about it. Like, I haven't watched all his videos, but there's certain thing as like hormones that impact your levels of hunger, for example.
true.
So if you're eating too little calories, your body is going to react and say like, I don't think he advocates for eating too little calories, to be fair. But yeah, there's definitely like a hormonal balance that needs to happen. And I do think that if somebody like starves themselves for too long, then their body has to like, it's gonna crave more calories than it is.
It's just common
So
sense.
it's not good to, I mean, actually, yeah, to be fair, he probably agrees with all that. So
I think he doesn't have patience for people who put themselves
say
as like,
misinformation.
and just like does it because it's what the, am I allowed to say this?
Yeah, say it.
What the viewers might like want to hear. He doesn't have patience for people who are lazy and that just thinks that they can just do very little to lose weight or you know. But yeah, I do agree with you when you say about like the hormone thing and like you said, I haven't watched all his videos, but there's a lot of truth that he does say, and I don't.
He's very harsh.
He is harsh. So if you're sensitive to watch,
I like that kind of stuff, but some people might find it a
okay.
little bit, you know. But
if you
I
know
like it.
that you're sensitive, don't watch. It made me want to just like work out harder. Just because there are days where I'm just like I don't want to do this. Like I just feel really like, even though I know I can, like I just don't push myself to the point. So it's like, makes me like think of his videos.
Some of the stuff he says is very common sense.
It is,
But
yeah.
then I think people, even though it's common sense, we might not think about it. So for example, he talks about like when you're in quarantine, one way to stay fit during quarantine is not having junk food in the house. Kind of common sense.
It is common
right?
sense.
But then people are like, oh, you know, I'm sad, I'm in quarantine. And then I guess the problem that he has is when people make excuses to be a
I
potato.
think that's the biggest thing, making excuses.
But then also at the same time, it's like, oh no,
It is tough times.
Yeah, the good point he made though was that people like to associate exercising or working out as like a punishment or as something that's not, you know, that's something that's like not enjoyable or a punishment.
Yeah.
But then his point was like, it should be, that's your reward. It shouldn't be your punishment.
Yeah.
If you're eating so much junk food, you are punishing your body, right? So that's a good point that
I
he made.
really resonated with that, just because it's
That's a
like
good point.
I emotionally eat, I stress eat, I emotionally eat. So like that really gave me a perspective of like, yeah, working out isn't a punishment. You're actually doing something good for your body.
And eating bad.
And eating bad. Like, you know, chocolate actually doesn't do anything. You know, unless like dark chocolate's good, but like any kind of other chocolate, milk chocolate or whatever, just because you're eating this doesn't mean that you're maybe satisfying yourself for a little bit.
It's a drug.
But that's it. It's honestly a drug. I go through phases. So it's like for me right now, I've been trying to get back into my healthy eating and like eating more whole foods and stuff, not like eating a lot of junk food, because I realize that it is a vicious cycle. Like I crave it more. The more I eat it, I crave it. Because it's like, it's so good. Like how can you say that it's like,
it's addictive.
Sugary stuff is so good. But you have to realize that it's not good for your body and you're not doing anything for your mental health. And I really liked when he said that. So
it's true. Sometimes I feel like sometimes we talk about self-care and you know, being kind to yourself, but at the same time, there's like a fine line between being kind to yourself and just like letting yourself binge and eat whatever you want. And I mean, nobody feels good after eating. I mean, I don't know, maybe
Extra
people
ton
feel
of
good.
stuff.
like a lot of junk food. I don't think that it's satisfying a real
hunger hormones.
What was the point he made? He was like, oh, if you're an alcoholic,
Yeah.
you wouldn't want to have alcohol all over your house. So if you're addicted to food, you don't want to have unhealthy food laying in the house. You can still eat lots of, you know, good food, like healthy food, but having junk food all around your house, that's why like I don't buy a lot of junk food, because if I buy junk food, I'll eat it.
When you see it, you have it. So I do like what he says.
He makes good points.
Yeah, but most of the time.
He's a bit cray
It's
cray.
funny, but yeah. And like anxiety drives a lot from like our internal health as well. I've been just doing a lot of like reading. I don't know if these articles are like scientific, you know, based or whatever, but a lot of people say like gut health is like your second brain, that there's just so many microbiomes and a lot of bacteria, like a lot of food have been modified to satisfy most of people's cravings these days, and it's just been altered so much that, you know, you might think something is healthy but it might not be actually really healthy. So
especially when it's packaged.
yeah,
So you want to try to stick to like whole foods as much as possible. Oh, and
while we're
Angela.
eating packaged food.
I was gonna say Angela has been eating more plant-based, even more so. She has expressed a desire.
Last 2 meals that I made.
Well, oh, like with animal products, like with meat. She did not enjoy.
I threw it out. I actually don't enjoy it. I actually like. I think I told her this.
But
I was
I'm
like,
proud of you.
I don't crave the taste. First of all, I don't want to cook it, and every time I cook it now, it's like
Of meat.
There's always like of meat. There's always like this feeling of course I'm not 100%. Like obviously I'm just like going through my own journey and just like being influenced by the influencer. But like I think I just don't have the desire to eat a lot of like
Animal
meat stuff, like animal products. So right now I've just been like, yeah, eating what Rose cooks me. And like even if I'm
I'm
cooking,
happy to cook your food if it means you're gonna eat less animal.
no, like I've definitely like haven't been craving a lot of. I haven't been craving meat at all, actually. If I was to be honest, it's more of a habit for me.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a habit, and it's because I don't enjoy cooking. And I want something just quick and easy. I'm not saying the vegan food is not quick. Like it's obviously really quick and easy to make, but it's just like a habitual thing where you've grown up. I'm 31 now, so like 31 years of your life doing that. I mean, not when you're a baby, but you know what I mean.
I mean, realistically, when did you start cooking?
That's true. Actually, no, I lived alone for a long time now. So I have to cook. I don't always buy food. I do make stuff, but I make like really easy stuff. I don't go into like a whole recipe. Like I just feel like I can't do it for myself. It's like
a lot of
you
people
should be
say that.
like you should like this is another thing. It's like
Yeah.
you should be nurturing yourself and like wanting to cook
Yeah.
good food for yourself. But it's almost like it works the opposite for me. I'm like, if I'm cooking for someone else, then I want to
Yeah.
make it like really, really good, and I'll actually put effort into it. And when I do put effort into it, it's actually like pretty good.
I think that's normal though. There's like a what do you call it? Like a spectrum.
Oh God.
There's a spectrum of like how much you care when you cook for yourself. Like for example, like even if I'm cooking for myself, I still want to eat good food. But actually, it's hard to say because I don't know how I would be like without my YouTube channel. So it's different.
No.
But at the same time, I've always been pretty good at like, I think I get this from my mom. So my mom's like good at like making food, and she's always been very good at like making good food. So I get used to that, and then I want to make sure I'm like eating good food. But I definitely make more of an effort when I cook for
Right.
somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't like, my mom's not really
Into
into
cooking?
cooking. My focus isn't on spending a lot of time on cooking. It's like, for me, it's just like to satisfy my hunger.
It's because you live with me.
Yeah.
And I cook for
I'm
you.
like spoiled.
Yeah. I went for a walk. So I made lunch today for myself. Usually I make extra. I was gonna make extra for you actually, but I ran out of mushrooms, so I could only make one serving. But anyway, I made this pasta dish. I had a little bit left over, just like a small amount. Put it in the fridge. I'm walking, taking a walk. She texts me, she's like, "Can I eat your leftovers?" And I was literally thinking about like, I obviously
As I'm
don't mind.
microwaving it.
I texted you back and then like you didn't respond for a bit. I was like, she's probably already eating it. I was like, of course. And then I was like, yeah, you're already eating it. But then I was just thinking, I'm like, God, am I spoiling you? Because I was thinking, I'm like, what would you eat without that?
I do cook. You make it sound like I don't cook at all.
Yeah, you're like, I'm so hungry. Can I eat your leftovers? Like you're dependent on my food.
No, I would have eaten like an apple or something.
Oh, okay.
If I didn't have your food, I would have eaten something else. It's not like I'm like I'm not looking for leftovers.
I was like, oh,
I was actually looking for my own food, and I was like, oh, there's no leftovers. And then I was like, but I see this. It was like this sort, like I'm like, why do you leave this much food left?
I was making other stuff like the mug cake I made you as well,
Yes.
which you enjoyed.
Yes,
Did you enjoy
it's
it?
good. You always offer, okay? You make it so that I can't say no. You always make it, and then you're like, do you want this? I'm like, of course I'm gonna say yes.
But even if I made it and then before I made it, I asked you, you would say yes. We've established this.
Yeah, I wouldn't say no. If someone asked you, it's like, do you want something? You wouldn't.
So you
it'd
want
be
me to
hard
just
for
not give it to you? Is that what you want?
No, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying what the situation is like. I'm not like looking for your food.
I mean, you could always say no. If I'm like, hey, do you want this? You could be like, no, but you
I don't
don't.
want to say no.
So why are you complaining?
This is not the point. I don't think.
What's your point?
My point is that I'm not dependent on your food is because you always offer to make extra. So then I'm like, okay, yeah, because I'll clean the dishes or whatever, do something else. So then I'm like, I'm automatically I'm not looking for it, but I'm automatically, it's there, so I'm eating it. You know?
Okay. Did I offer the leftovers to you?
No. That's literally the first time I did that.
No, definitely not the first time. There's other instances.
No. No, not like actually cooked meal.
I'm sure there has
there's,
been.
I swear to God.
There has been.
I swear to God,
That is not the first time you asked me about leftovers.
Anyway.
I mean, I don't mind because I always have so much food because I'm always cooking. So it actually helps.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I was eating so much at lunch because I was like, that's why.
That's why you left like, I'm like,
calories in, Angela!
Okay, Angela is not gonna fill me up.
100 calories counts. I'm trying to stay fit during this time. I was trying to practice portion control. Both of us need to practice.
God.
So normally I would have finished it, okay? But I didn't need to. So I was trying to stop at that level of hunger where I was, I was full. So I didn't need to eat the rest.
Good job.
And see, you had a little snack. See,
That's
it's a
true.
benefit.
Yes, win-win.
Calories in, calories
Calories in, calories. It's so true though. Obviously, we're not burning as much calories.
So we work out hard. I don't understand.
Still doesn't burn that much calories though. Just because it's such a short period of time too.
To work out?
When we're working out. But I mean, you go for walks and stuff.
Yeah, and you go for runs.
Yeah.
But then we'll have like a binge session like right now and drink alcohol.
That's what we do every week.
Oh my god, it's 8:30.
No!
We gotta go.
Oh god, no! We got food left.
Finish it.
I'm gonna message them. Oh, they said, should we just make it 9?
Oh, perfect. Perfect. I want more booze. Now we know to boil the water first.
This takes forever. Are you drinking beer?
I'm so full. I'll drink one probably. I'm so full. Should we not drink?
We can share one.
No.
Huh? Oh god.
I don't want to share a beer. Come on, Angela.
We always share a beer.
When was the last time we shared a beer?
Oh my god, I'm gonna kick you.
Oh, the last time we had wine?
Yes, that's the second.
No.
That's probably the second or third time we shared a beer.
Yeah, but that's different. That's sharing a beer after we had like 2 bottles of wine.
So what's the difference between sharing a beer after soju?
This is a very small amount of soju. I'm not
It's
drunk.
still sharing a beer.
Okay, fine. We've shared beer.
We've come to this point. Can you guys tell a difference? 2 months prior quarantine.
We're much nicer to each other.
And 2 months after is what it got to.
Oh god, I make you food and this is what I have to deal with.
Hey, cleaning's a lot of work. We'll reverse our roles. Let's do a week where we reverse our roles. And see if you like that.
Well, I wouldn't like it because the quality of cleaning would be the same, but the quality of cooking would not be the same. The end result of the cleaning is always the same.
I actually put a lot of care and effort into it if I'm cooking for someone else. Just
So
like
will you
the
do that every
freaking
day?
soy curl that I made for you. You said you liked it.
From leftover marinade? I love how you keep trying to take credit for that. You're just using leftover marinade.
Hey, but that's something that I still made.
It was good. Yes, it was.
See? You're like, this is so good.
It was very
Cheap,
good.
lazy, vegan approved.
It was very cheap, lazy vegan approved.
So yeah, we can reverse our roles and see. I actually put a lot of care because I don't want them to
Judge.
yes, and to be like, what is shit? And it's like always that awkward moment where like you cook for someone and it's like you're seeing their reaction, and let's say that you're not close to this person and they can't be honest with you, then they're like, oh yeah, it's pretty good, and then they'll like just force themselves to eat. That's like the most awkward.
Have you ever like cooked for?
Yeah, I
should we
feel
say,
like I'm
like a guy.
Yeah, like
It's always awkward when it's like.
And I feel like especially like in the beginning of the relationship too, like you're trying to like impress each other. Yeah, it's like nerve-wracking, and they're like watching, well not like watching, but they're kind of like, oh, like they're kind of excited too because it's like, oh my god, my girlfriend's cooking for me. And I'm like,
Is she wifey material or not?
yeah, I'm like, I can't remember the specific incident, but I definitely do remember just like it being it's awkward every single time for me. Because it's like, it's just
you're not
something that's,
comfortable
like,
with it yet.
vulnerable. Yeah. Especially if the other person is very picky. And then I think I f up a little bit more because I'm overthinking. With cooking, I don't think you can overthink.
Because
you
why don't you just follow a recipe?
Even if I follow a recipe, it just doesn't.
No, usually when you follow recipes, it's okay.
It's
It's usually when you...
just like this thing where it told me I like used half of this bag before this mukbang, and it tells you to add water, and it just became like soup.
Did you add the proper amount of water?
Yes.
It could have been the pan
very
as well.
soggy. Yeah. So yeah. So
Cooking is a learning process. You have to just keep doing it.
I think I have to care. If I care, then I will do a good job. But if I
then
don't
you just
care,
said that if you get nervous, then you mess up more.
well, that's true. Okay, so I have to care and not
Not that
overthink. Care and not overthink.
When I watch Angela cook, it stresses
I
me
think it's
out.
because I get more nervous in front of you.
Oh really?
Yeah, I get nervous in front of her cooking. I feel like
No, but you don't seem nervous. You're just like, I'm just gonna.
No, I actually do get
Oh, okay.
nervous. You're always like, she's like in the background. She's like, what are you doing? And then she'll be like, let me just. Do you need help? You always say this. She always says, do you need help? I'm like, I'm fine. And she's like, I sound like such a nervous.
But this is like a bad habit that I have where it's like, I swear, again, I get this from my mom. She'll be like, why don't you help me cook or clean? And then I help her. She's like, you're not doing this properly. Classic Korean mom, you know? Help me. But then you're not doing it properly. I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do? So I have that same kind of thing where I'm like, I see it happening and I'm like, oh, it could be done better. So then I have to intervene.
It's my cooking, okay? It goes into my mouth.
I know, but then I'm like,
not your mouth.
but then I'm like, but it could be so much better otherwise.
If I wanted to be a good cook, then you know I would invest that time and effort into being a good cook.
But wouldn't you rather have a better meal?
For me, again, it's about satisfying my hunger. It's not about like
But
me.
you still care about the taste.
Kind of. I'm not like fully about the taste, to be honest. For me, it's really about like satisfying my hunger.
Never
The
cooking for you
taste-
again. I'm never cooking for Angela again.
No, I am spoiled now, so I do want good food. For me, my biggest priority, my focus is how convenient it is.
I feel like
Until
I was you
satisfying
5 years ago.
Yeah.
When I first started my channel is kind of how I was. Because I look back at my old videos and I'm like, literally all the food I made, I was like, this looks disgusting. Like, well, not all the food, like some of the food. And I get it, it's like convenient. At that time, my whole thing was convenience.
Yeah.
My whole thing was like, you know, cheap, convenient, all that stuff. And it still is, but now I'm like, because I've been cooking for a little bit, I think now I have like a certain amount of like, you know, and because people watch me, I don't want them to try like something I made and it tastes
That's
like
your
crap.
biggest thing though. It's because if you don't have your YouTube, I don't think you definitely would have taken, you know, put as much effort.
Definitely not as much effort,
Yeah, but you
But I
would have
still
still
want
made
like
it.
good food. I'm like a big foodie, so I would still want good food.
So you never know. In 5 years from now, I'd be a really, really good cook.
I don't know, do you have a YouTube channel?
I just don't think I care that much. That's the thing. I just don't care enough.
Is that why you threw away the last 2 dishes that you made?
It was like not. You know when you like
obviously
make
care
something,
about
you're like,
the taste.
but it was like if it's mediocre, I'll eat it. But if it tastes really bad, or if it's something like the last thing that I made was pasta, and I put some I'm gonna get so much hate over.
You can say it. You can say it.
I put some ground beef in it because first of all, I'm on a budget, so I've been like trying to just shop for like cheap things. Not saying that, you know, other things are not cheap, like tofu and stuff is really cheap, but then again, like habitual thing, like not using that as an excuse. I feel like I need to like put a disclaimer
It's
on
fine.
everything.
She's not vegan, but she's
I'm like
she's
definitely
getting
gotten
better.
a lot better.
Yeah.
So anyways, I used ground beef. I haven't used ground beef in a really, really long time actually. That's like my first time using it in maybe a year or so. And then I cooked it and I was like,
Did it taste
I
bad?
really don't want to eat it.
Or was it more of a
It was more of like
psychological?
I think it was half-half.
Oh, interesting.
I think psychologically I just didn't want
Was there peeling ne?
A little bit of like that meat smell. It didn't appeal to me anymore.
Yeah.
But the sauce was good. Like the tomato sauce, you can't go wrong with like a tomato sauce with like seasonings.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely it's just like I wasn't like attracted to that anymore.
You were like, I need to stop eating meat or something. And I was like, what? I was like, let me help you.
I think I started like asking her all these like, how much is Beyond Burgers? And I started like researching online.
I told her to use TVP, textured vegetable protein.
We did. And then we bought some soy curls, which I'm really excited about.
So good.
So yeah, I definitely don't crave it. I think like obviously it's a transition.
It just takes a little bit of time, and also just like a little bit of know how to change certain things into vegan. So I feel like half the time like you're already there because you don't really eat a lot of dairy or cheese or anything.
Yeah.
We don't have dairy in the house. The only thing that you eat a lot of is like eggs, which I will help you get rid of that. But yeah, it takes time. It takes time. It takes time.
It's my journey, okay? Don't hate me.
It's a transition, okay?
I would have never thought of this if it wasn't like for you or like
usually it takes like someone or something to happen. Like it's not something that just because
you don't think about it. You don't, like you really don't until you come across something. But
we will watch. I told Angela, I was like, we need to watch some documentaries, and she's like,
oh god,
no. We're gonna do. You know what? Actually, I told Daniel because Daniel, even though he's vegan, hasn't watched a lot of vegan documentaries.
I heard your podcast.
So I told him, I was like, we need to do a vegan documentary night. And I think Angela needs to join in on that. I think it's important. It's hard to watch, and I don't like watching it. It's not like, you know, it's not like I'm sitting there with my popcorn just enjoying the slaughterhouse footage. But at the same time, it's like, even though we know what's going on, we don't know until we are forced to watch some of it. And then I feel like that's because, like, of course everyone knows beef is like from a cow. Everyone knows that. But if you don't see it, and if it's not something that you experience, there's a disconnect. But anyways, no shaming, guys. No shaming.
Oh god.
I mean, I was the biggest meat eater before I went plant-based. So we used to go to that pho place, that Vietnamese pho place, all the time in high school.
Cash only?
Yeah. We went there that was our comfort food. We went there all the time in high school, and we would eat like the pho, and then you would always want to get bubble tea. I'd be like dying, so full, and you're like, let's get bubble tea. And I'm like, well, I can't say no to bubble tea.
Yeah, that was always our little routine.
So we get bubble tea, and like that place only had beef pho. So like beef-based pho. And I still remember this, like I think like a month after I stopped eating like land meat. So I stopped eating like beef, chicken, whatever. You and I and maybe someone else went to that pho place, and I was like, oh, maybe I can find something I can eat. I think at that time I was still eating fish, so the only thing they had was like spring rolls with like shrimp. So I had that, but I remember trying like a spoonful of your broth. Do you remember this?
I do remember this.
Oh my god, you remember this?
I actually have really bad memory, but this I remember.
I can't even remember this.
Yeah.
So I tried like a spoonful, and I was like, I can't believe. Yeah, I was so turned off by it, and I used to love it. Yeah. And I tried it, and that maybe that was like a similar moment that you had. Because I tried it, and I was like, that's so beefy. Like it tastes so much.
There's this pirinne. It's like a
Korean way of saying like an unpleasant smell. Kind of. So it's like, you know, when you like a fish
used on like meat though, and fish.
It's a way of describing like a very like pungent smell or a taste, and it's like not pleasant. Yeah. So like that's what I experienced when I had that like bit of pho, and I was like, oh, after a month. Of not eating it, which is crazy. So
I think maybe that's why I experienced that, because I haven't eaten a lot of meat.
Maybe, yeah.
I haven't had a lot of like red meat. So the first time I cooked like a steak, I was like, like I don't want to eat. So I like threw that away. I threw like my.
Can you stop buying it now?
I'm gonna stop buying it.
What video did you send me today, Angela?
I sent her this Vox video. I'm actually really intrigued by the our climate change and stuff. What's the proper term for it?
Like environmental, climate change.
Yeah, climate change. Yeah, so I was like, I really like
watching
global warming.
What you mean, yeah.
Vox videos, and like it just like popped up on my the Explore page, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch this, and I watched it, and it was like one of the biggest things that's causing our climate change is consuming beef. And
beef is like number one.
It's like they like made a chart and it was like
So everything else was like kind of like here, and then beef was like, I mean, we all know this at this point, but well, not everyone. I feel like now it's being talked about more. Yeah. Have you seen Cowspiracy? Okay, we're gonna do a vegan. We're gonna do a documentary night. Okay.
With a box of Kleenex.
Yes.
Oh god.
Yes. You did listen to my podcast.
Yes, I did.
I think the latest one was me and Daniel's vegan story. So that's what we
go listen to it, guys.
Yes. And also listen to Angela's podcast.
Oh god.
Should we say goodbye? Because again, I don't want to edit for 5 hours.
Oh god.
Guys, every time we talk, it's just like time just flies by. You know?
I'm just so interesting, right?
I'm just kidding. We just have a very good banter, as a lot of people have commented.
Say that you're bullying me. Just no, it's actually not that bad. Everyone loves our interaction. And this is how we are. We've been friends for so long.
Yes, I'm a very blunt communicator, guys. So this is how I interact with friends. I'm very, how do I say
That's how she shows her affection.
Yes. It's like, you know that like Korean lady, it's like 욕쟁이 할머니 or something? Okay, so in Korea, there's this lady that owns like some kind of restaurant. It's like a small, you know, little restaurant. And she's like this old woman, and she's like famous for being a swearing grandma. Is that the translation? So like people will come in and she'll just be like I can't even, she'll be like, what the f? Like she'll just like, she'll swear and be very, very harsh, but it's like her way of showing affection. That's like me.
I feel like you've gotten a lot better though. So it's like, it's both ways. You were more blunt, I think, in the past, and then I was like more sensitive. So then like, we like actually had
met in the middle.
We like had a conversation about this.
We've had many conversations.
We've had many conversations
Drunken,
about like
crying conversations.
Yes, so, like, our friendship's so much stronger than like what it was before, because we haven't seen each other for a long time and stuff.
I'm a very straightforward, blunt individual.
But you're very you're soft at heart. She is. She's really caring.
Anyways, okay guys. We've had a little too much soju.
Why?
You're not done yet. There you go. Okay guys, well that is it for our mukbang. We had SUJAEBI.
It's so good.
So, oh my god, we finished it. But that was definitely enough. Like, I'm pretty full. Oh wait, 227 grams. Okay, yeah, so this is 2 servings, so we're not too crazy.
Yeah, we're full. And then we're about to drink more.
We're gonna drink some beer. Okay, so this is it, guys. This is what we had. Wheat flake, not the best translation. It's pretty bad translation, actually. It's more like dumplings or...
It's seriously like gnocchi.
Yeah, it's very similar to gnocchi, but it's really good. Hopefully you can make it. I'm sure there's recipes online.
Yeah.
Anyways, or you can find it in your local Korean supermarket, okay?
Or Rose will just make a video on how to make it.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay, yeah.
I'll ask my mom.
Just put some of my message in there.
All right, guys, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up.
And subscribe.
Yes, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you in our next mukbang.
Oh God, am I featuring the next one? Anyways.
Probably.
Bye.